Hey guys, welcome back to News to Sonic, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Here to talk to you about an interesting article I came across a little earlier today, and that is that Xbox reportedly turned down Marvel deal, leading to Spider-Man's PlayStation exclusivity. Now, at one point in the past, before Marvel Spider-Man became exclusive to PlayStation, the offer to make a new Marvel Spider-Man was going around the different competitors, such as Nintendo and of course Xbox. The people that were offering to make a new Spider-Man game went to Xbox, and Xbox had to turn that down as well. If you all have been playing Spider-Man games from the past, you would know that initially Spider-Man was exclusive to Activision, and Activision kept making Spider-Man games. They've made some decent subpar Spider-Man games that I've had the pleasure of playing and enjoying, but I think it was about time for Spider-Man to go to another gaming developing company. And I'm proud to express that it went to Insomniac Games, the right gaming developing studio who cares about Spider-Man, and I don't think it could have gone to a better gaming developing studio such as Insomniac. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article to you coming from comingsoon.net, but before we get started, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notification so y'all don't miss anything. So let's go ahead and continue with the article here. Now, Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales have been big exclusives for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, but things almost played out very differently. According to an excerpt from Stephen L. Kent's 2021 book, The Ultimate History of Video Games, Volume 2, Xbox had passed on making a deal with Marvel, which left an open door for Sony. Said excerpt recently floated around Reset Era and had quotes from Vice President and Head of Marvel Games Jay Ong. Activision and Marvel prematurely ended their Spider-Man game deal because neither party was satisfied with Activision's licensed games. Activision then reportedly told Marvel, "Good luck finding your unicorn," quote unquote. The thread uses Spider-Man license and Marvel license almost interchangeably, but it's unclear if they are actually one in the same, given the complications of the licensing. Ong was on pursuit to find a publisher that had not embraced the crappy licensed games, quote-unquote, mentality, which is a very direct shot at Activision and its less than stellar licensed game review scores. According to Ong, Spider-Man needed new talent, a bigger budget, and fresh eyes. Right on that, totally agree, to go beyond what Activision had done with the hero. Ong said he needed a publisher with a deep pool of talent, commitment to quality, and inexhaustibly deep pockets to realize the potential he knew was there. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo were three possible candidates that fit the bill and had an eye on for long-term investments, one with a vested interest that would benefit from building a franchise. Any talk of Nintendo getting the license seems to die pretty early because Nintendo mostly developed games based on its own intellectual properties. However, Microsoft, a far more realistic partner, said it wanted to focus on its own IP when asked. This rejection then led Ong to PlayStation's Vice President of Third-Party Relations and Developer Technology Group, Adam Boyes, and Director of Portfolio Strategy, John Drake, in August 2014, who were both more receptive to the idea. I said, "We have a dream that this is possible, that we could beat the Arkham series and have one game at least, and maybe multiple games that can drive adoption on your platform," said Ong. Sony's response was to make a big PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man game and gave the project to Insomniac Games. Insomniac Games founder and CEO Ted Price has recounted the story before a few times from his perspective with more details, saying Sony came to him asking if his team wanted to work on a Marvel game. Price also added that Marvel was interested in what Insomniac was up to at the time because there could be an opportunity to collaborate. Price went to ask various people at Insomniac if they would actually want to work on a Marvel game and got a bunch of enthusiastic yeses. Of course, this sounds like an opportunity of a lifetime, so I can only imagine their excitement soaring through the roof, which he said he did not expect. Marvel then sat down with Insomniac and asked what Marvel franchises it wanted to work on, and Insomniac quickly chose Spider-Man. This deal has done well for PlayStation since 2018. Spider-Man, as of November 2020, has sold over 20 million copies, a number it has likely blown past in the 18 months. As of July 2021, Miles Morales has sold over 6.5 million units, another number that it has probably far exceeded in the last 10 months, especially since it's still consistently among the MPD's top 20 games each month. Insomniac Games is also not only working on a Marvel title, but too, as the studio is developing Spider-Man 2 and a Wolverine game. Now, after reading this article, I can actually ask the question, what if the licensing rights went to Xbox? Can you imagine what kind of a game we'd be getting at this point? Can you imagine how the game would even look like at this point? It's just crazy to think, but somehow I feel like Spider-Man is synonymous with Sony PlayStation. I just feel like it's more of a home to Spider-Man for it to belong on the PlayStation console than it is on any other console. I don't know why. Maybe because Sony has the film rights to make a Spider-Man movie, and I feel like it's synonymous with one another. Although I do have my reservations as to how Sony treats the Spider-Man characters as far as the movies goes, but I feel like overall, over the past couple of decades that Sony has had the rights to the character, I feel like they've done a decent bang-up job and treated the character fairly well. I mean, yes, they have some projects that didn't do as well, like, you know, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but overall, I think they've taken care of the character more than anything else. And I know that's the movie franchise and that's an entirely different department, but I'm just saying, it just feels more welcomed. It feels a lot better to have Spider-Man on the PlayStation console. Now, I can only imagine that a lot of the Xbox fanboys out there who wish that they can play Spider-Man on their consoles are probably punching air right now. But I gotta say, guys, if you ever get the opportunity to get a PlayStation just to play Spider-Man, you gotta do it. It's worth it. And I know $500 is a lot of money, but trust me, you will have a damn good time playing Marvel Spider-Man if you ever get the chance. And now there's 2 Spider-Man games you get to play, and plus a couple of other games that you got to look forward to, like Marvel Spider-Man 2 and of course Wolverine. So get yourself a PlayStation 5 if you haven't done so already, guys. I know it's really difficult to find, but trust me, if you keep searching, you will come across one eventually. But anyways, it's just something to think about. I know it's not major news. This has already been around for about a day, but I wanted to talk about it and just give my input about this article because I thought it was really interesting. It's just amazing how like Xbox has turned down an amazing opportunity, a lucrative idea that is, because we all know that Spider-Man brings in the cash. Sony just made the right move by picking the right studio who puts a lot of time, care, and effort and love into their games, such as Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. And I'm definitely looking forward to Marvel Spider-Man 2. Super excited for that, guys. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. Join my Discord. The invitation link to that is in the description box below, along with the links to my Twitter and Instagram, which you can also find down below in the description box. And with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.